The valley was burning with chaos when the insult cut through the air like a blade. She can't even speak. One of the SEALs shouted as rounds cracked over their heads. But Mira Hale didn't lift her eyes. She couldn't answer. Not with words, not with shouts like the others, but her silence wasn't emptiness. It was focus. And as the platoon scrambled for cover, waiting for a leader's call that never came, Mira quietly chambered around and let her rifle speak for her. The first bullet sliced through the air, carving a message only warriors desperate to survive could understand. And in that moment, the mocking stopped. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're re-watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Mira had been silent since childhood. An illness had taken her voice, but sharpened something deeper. Her awareness, her patience, her ability to hear what others missed. She never fought for attention. She fought for clarity. Yet in a platoon full of loud, confident men, silence was often mistaken for weakness. The night before, she had sat alone in the corner of the briefing tent as the team reviewed the mission, extracting civilians. From a remote village overtaken by insurgents, she communicated through hand signals, simple and efficient, but some of the younger SEALs rolled their eyes. Orders from a mute sniper? What's next? One whispered. She heard it. She always heard everything. Still, she held no anger, only purpose. The mission unraveled faster than anyone expected. Insurgents had been waiting. The team was herded into a narrow valley, trapped between ridges crawling with rifles. Their commander had gone down early, injured and drifting in and out of consciousness. Confusion spread like wildfire. No one knew where to run, where to push, where to hide, but Mira knew. Wind brushed against her cheek like a warning. Dust floated in slow spirals, lit by shafts of sunlight cutting through the smoke. Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from the terrible realization that leadership, whether she wanted it or not, now rested on her. She glanced at the wounded commander. He blinked back in agony, silently pleading for direction. And Mira decided. She tapped her rifle twice, a signal she knew the team understood. Follow the shots. She positioned herself behind a rock, heart pounding like a drum buried beneath her ribs. She aligned her scope with the eastern ridge, the ridge the team couldn't see, the one about to flank them. She inhaled, slow, deep. Then she fired. The bullets struck the ground 2 feet in front of the SEAL closest to the ridge. A warning. Move left, one of them whispered, realizing her intent. Mira fired again, this time hitting an enemy silhouette rising behind a boulder. The platoon ducked, shouted, then finally listened. They moved according to her rifle's language. A shot to the dirt meant shift position. A hit on stone meant stay low. A bullet striking an enemy gunman meant advance quickly. In the chaos, Mira found rhythm. In her silence, the platoon found order. Still doubt clawed at her. Was she making the right calls? Was she leading them into safety or deeper into danger? Moral weight pressed against her chest. The wrong signal meant someone wouldn't go home. She closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the valley's trembling heartbeat, and she trusted herself. When the insurgents surged in a coordinated push, Mira responded with her climax. The team moved like a tide, flowing where her rifle pointed, ducking, rising, advancing, each bullet a stroke in a deadly choreography. She dropped 3 gunners on the ridge. She clipped a sniper, taking aim at their medic. She shattered the radio antenna the insurgents used to coordinate. Smoke rose. Sand danced. The air felt electric, and then silence. A heavy, stunned silence. The insurgents retreated. The SEALs previously mocking her now stared in disbelief. Mira lowered her rifle, breathing hard. Sweat glistened on her brow. Her hands finally trembled for real, the release after carrying the weight of every life around her. One of the soldiers stepped toward her. His expression softened as understanding replaced prejudice. You commanded the whole fight," he whispered, without a single word. She didn't need to respond. Psst. Instead, she tapped her chest twice. "We survived together." When the civilians were safely evacuated and the platoon prepared to leave, the one's mocking SEAL approached her again, this time with respect. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "I judged your silence, but it saved us." Mira nodded. Forgiveness came easy to those who finally learned to see. Because strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it leads in silence, steady and unbreakable. And as the helicopter lifted her out of the valley, she had turned from a trap into a triumph. The wind whispered through the mountains like an echo of the opening moment. Even the quietest voice can command the loudest battlefield. Thank you for listening. If Mira's story moved you, leave a comment, subscribe to Whispered Words, and join us for more powerful stories every day.